This is my new Xbox that I've been given courtesy of Subliminal VCR or Haydn. Let's see what it's like. So that's the startup with my custom theme, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Really love the work that Haydn's done on this. First off, I'm going to be showing the Mega Drive emulator that's included rather than just the Xbox games itself, which I will come to. There's quite a few things on there. It's not absolutely rammed, but it's got a few absolutely brilliant games, and to be honest with you, sometimes too much choice is a bad thing. So I'm going to try probably the... let's have a think. What am I going to try? Doobie-doobie-doo. Oh, see, I don't have that many games and I'm still sport for choice. Let's try Mega R-Type, which is an upcoming fan version of R-Type released for the Mega Drive. Criminal that it didn't get one back in the day, because the Master System is considered one of the best ports of it. And this is absolutely phenomenal, this game. I've played it through quite a few times. Well, I say through. I've played it quite a few times. It runs absolutely brilliantly. There's so much content in it. And obviously it shows off the Mega Drive emulator quite nicely, which is great. Of course, I'm also going to show off Final Fight MD, which is a fantastic home port for the Mega Drive of Final Fight, which is definitely superior to the original SNES version, maybe on par with the Mega CD version, done by the absolutely phenomenally talented Maro Xavier. I've played again this a couple of times, and I've really enjoyed playing it every single time. Final Fight's a fantastic game anyway. I don't personally think it's as good as Streets of Rage, as in Final Fight itself. I much prefer Streets of Rage, but then I've always been a Sega kid through and through in that regard. But yeah, absolutely brilliantly. Also included is the ability to run Mega CD games from disc, which I obviously had to give a try with my physical copy of Arslan Senki, or the Heroic Legend of Arslan, or Arslan, for those that are quite familiar with the dub back in the 90s. Great little strategy RPG that I'm going to be doing a proper video on at some point. But here it is, me showing it off with the CD being played from the Xbox itself. And look at the animation on that, it's lovely. First off, we're going to be looking at the amazing Panzer Dragoon Water, a game I didn't get to play back in the day. I have played Panzer Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon Zwei, Panzer Dragoon Mini, and Panzer Dragoon Saga, and apart from Mini, which I've played most of, I have completed the other three. So it was great to finally get stuck into this one. It looks absolutely amazing, it plays really, really well compared to the other ones, and yeah, just an all-round great game. So I'm looking forward to probably sitting down more with this one and seeing if I can get through it and finishing off, well, what is the last part of the story so far. Next up, we have Dead or Alive 3. I owned the, well, I say the original Dead or Alive. It was the PlayStation version rather than the Saturn original, which I really enjoyed. But I actually played Dead or Alive 2 first on the Dreamcast, which was an absolutely fantastic fighting game. Was definitely up there with the likes of Soul Calibur on the system as one of the system's best. Again, I hadn't actually played DOA 3 before. In fact, DOA 1 and 2 were the only ones I had played. So again, had to give this one a try. It's one I picked up ages ago, and now that I've actually got the Xbox, I can finally play it. So of course I had to do a nice little playthrough with my favourite character from the franchise, Lei Fang. And yeah, to me it feels like a better version of DOA 2, but that is by no means a bad thing.
Winner! 今度こそあいつを
Next up we have Phantom Crash, which I bought on a bit of a whim, knowing absolutely nothing about it. And basically what we have is a first/third person arena robot battler, which is by no means a bad thing either. I quite liked the sorts of games like Armored Core and stuff like that, which were sort of in the same vein, like a third-person robot mech game. I do like my mecha action, so this one was actually really enjoyable. I think there's a bit too much setup at the start, and it does seem a bit all over the place at times, but it is quite a solid little title actually, and I am looking forward to getting a bit more stuck into it and blowing more stuff up. Well, after that smouldering wreck comes what is probably my favourite game on the system so far, and that is Outrun 2, which is the originally released version on the Xbox. I never got to play this back in the day. In fact, I wasn't even really aware of it. But obviously the last few years I've come to know it, and I've now played pretty much every version in the arcade. I have 2006 Coast to Coast as well on the PSP. So I was really looking forward to trying this, and it did not disappoint. I am still utterly dreadful at it. I've never been able to finish a run. I can get quite close, but I always seem to fall just a teeny bit short, which is a bit of a shame. But it's absolutely brilliant fun. It looks gorgeous. It plays amazingly. Definitely want to play more of this one.
Red point.
Next up we have the Silent Scope Complete Collection. I have played the original Silent Scope once or twice on the Dreamcast. I've played the second game quite a fair bit in the arcade. I used to have a snooker club near me which had it in there, which they replaced a cab of Operation Thunderbolt, which I used to play a bit in there. So me and my friend used to play it sometimes after a few rounds of snooker. Absolutely love Silent Scope 2, brilliant game. Haven't played Silent Scope 3 yet, but yeah, looking forward to playing all three. And while I've been gabbling along, the video has now changed to Spike Out, which is a game that I was not aware of at all. This is what I would have expected a 3D Streets of Rage to be like. And yeah, absolutely brilliant game. Really enjoyed it. And I do like the really terrible 2000s voice acting. Break the gates! And stuff like that. Really amused me and put a smile on my face, so I'm looking forward to that. And then finally for this little show, I decided to try the original Halo, which is one I've not really played. And yeah, it's pretty good. I don't understand why it keeps getting things like 10 out of 10s and people saying it's the greatest game ever. I appreciate that I've not played the multiplayer, but I'll be honest with you, if the multiplayer is great but the single player is just average, that doesn't make it a 10 out of 10 game for me, but it's quite good fun. Also has been included is an arcade emulator with a bunch of games on from the arcade, some of which I've never played before, so I have enjoyed going through some of those. So here I'm going to show off R-Type Leo, which is an arcade game I have played, albeit not in the arcades. Part of the R-Type franchise, quite obviously. Really good fun. I absolutely love R-Type Leo, and it's criminal that it hasn't actually come home in some way so far. Maybe on the Evercade it'll end up coming out at some point if they do like another IREM collection, which is what things like the Evercade are great for. But we're not here to talk about Evercade, we're here to talk about the Xbox. So there we have it. Xbox complete package, Mega Drive and Mega CD, and 32X technically playable, arcade emulator, some absolutely phenomenal games that I've got on disc as well. I've got a couple actually included on the hard drive, and yeah, just a fantastic piece of kit all round. I'm really happy that I've got such an amazing thing, and you know, absolutely bow down to Haydn for his excellent work on it. I'm so grateful for the kindness he's shown me, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at the Xbox.